Hi everyone, my name is Genevieve Stoll and I am a real estate broker with Windermere Real Estate out in the Seattle area. I'm so excited today. It's a big day. Today is the first day that I'm rolling out my first video in a video series that I've had in the works for a long time. And it's something that I hope you'll find very valuable and useful. The name of the series is Tip Tuesday. And just like the name suggests, every Tuesday I will be posting a short video, maybe 4 to 5 minutes long, with information that is either something relevant to what I've been dealing with that week or that I've learned more about that week. In an effort to just educate you a little bit more about the real estate process and about my world. So for today's topic, I am going to be talking about what you do when you first move into a house. And so you can imagine, after all that buildup, you finally found the home, you've had your offer accepted, you've been taken through the whole process of getting a mortgage, and now you're dealing with moving in, which might actually be the most stressful part so far. It certainly has always been for me. And so what do? You've got a million things in your head, you've got tons of plates spinning. To start off, I think probably the two most obvious items would be to forward your mail. It's pretty self-explanatory there. And then second, transfer all of the utilities from your new home into your name. And that should be pretty simple as well. When you work with me about a week before closing, I will send you an email with a list of all of your utility companies, your power, water, sewer, your waste management pickup company, all of that, with their phone numbers and their websites. So it's easy for you to make a phone call or go online and just set up that transfer. That way I kind of take some of that research work out off of your plate, really, and make it something that you can take care of very quickly. One less thing to do, right? But once you've actually moved into the home, the first thing that I would suggest, and this is very important, is that you change the locks. And I'm serious about this. It seems like another expense on top of everything else, but it's worth it. And if you need a locksmith, let me know, because I would do whatever I could to help facilitate that. Because it really, it's a safety issue and a safety concern. So, you don't know who, at least you probably don't know well, the person that you're purchasing the home from. They might have their key out to a whole bunch of relatives, neighbors that you haven't met yet, other friends who would still have access to your new home and all of your belongings. So you want to make sure that you get those keys or those locks changed right away, so that those keys out there are now obsolete and they don't have access to your home. I guess another concern would be if the property was some kind of a flip or an investment property. It's likely that you have a lot of contractors and work crews that would also have access to your home. So just protect yourself and protect your stuff. Another reminder along those lines is to also change your garage door codes and make sure that those codes are yours and only people that you give access to are able to enter your home. Next up, another important safety thing, guys. When you first move in, you need to go around and check and test all of those smoke detectors and carbon monoxide monitors. Now, when you had your home inspection, your home inspector probably did a test of all of those smoke detectors and CO detectors. But, depending on how long it's been from the time that you held that inspection to closing, there's a possibility that there could have been, a battery that dies, anything like that. So you just want to go around real quick and just test everything and make sure that it's functioning properly for you and keep yourself and your family safe. The next item I have here is to check the temperature on your hot water heater. And this could be a big one, especially if you have small children, and especially because oftentimes hot water heaters are replaced during home sale transactions. They have a lifespan anywhere between like 8 and 10 years. If I'm remembering correctly. And so sometimes they're close to their intended use around the time that a property is sold. And when they first install those, they don't always check the temperature or check the setting on the temperature to make sure that it's actually the proper temperature and that there's no danger of being scalded or especially, like I said, young children being scalded. So you want to take a look at that and make sure that it's within your comfort level right there and make sure that it's safe. Next thing, if they're not already in your home, I would highly recommend taking a little trip to your local home improvement store and purchasing a couple of small fire extinguishers. You just never know, and there could be an emergency. You want to be able to get to those fire extinguishers quickly and kind of get ahead of any problem before the whole house goes up in flames. And I would also recommend that if you do go that route, that you also teach your children to use them. A couple of different small demonstrations. Kids will understand. You want to give them the power to, I guess, hopefully this is never necessary, but to take care of that situation if they need to. And then finally, my last tip. When you move in, you need to locate all of the emergency shutoff valves, especially water. As you can imagine, depending on where you live in the Pacific Northwest, we don't have this issue as much. But as it gets really cold, if pipes freeze and burst, it can cause so much damage to your home if you have an issue with if you have water damage or an issue with your pipes. So you're going to want to know where that shutoff is. The same for gas, the same for electricity. Just consider it kind of a getting to know you phase where you go around the house. Check out all of these items and make sure that you're safe and make sure that you know what to do in the future if there's an emergency. So those are some of my top tips, kind of, I think, really small and sort of simple things that you can do to keep yourself safe. And I just want to say real quickly, I've heard a lot of statistics, especially in our area, that there are criminals who target new homeowners. Because, hey guys, property records are public record. Anybody can look up the address of a home and be able to see who owns that home. And that in that same way, somebody who's looking to harm you would be able to look at property records and see what homes were sold within a recent period of time. And apparently they target new homeowners because you have so much going on. You're still kind of figuring out the area and the neighborhood. You don't really know your neighbors yet usually, so you don't necessarily have anyone looking out for you the way you do if you've lived in a neighborhood for a long time. And you also just have so much going on that maybe you leave a key under the mat, or you do something something else that you probably shouldn't because you're kind of absent-minded and you've got a lot to take care of. So it's really crucial when you first move into a home to make sure that you change those locks. And after that, it's all fun stuff. Introduce yourself to your neighbors, get reacquainted with local places to hang out, to walk your dog, to walk yourself, and just after all that, spend time enjoying your new home. So I hope you've all found this really helpful. I would love to hear more about what you would recommend that others do when they first move into a home, maybe because you'd experienced it yourself, or it just pops into your head. Anything you can share, I would love to be able to pass on to my clients in the future. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys next Tuesday.